There are rules whispered in marble halls where power never speaks its name. Machiavelli knew them. The men who shaped empires lived them. And the ones who ignored them are dust now, forgotten in the noise they mistook for influence. This is not philosophy for the weak. This is the anatomy of dominance, stripped to bone and truth. You are watching this in a world designed to soften you. Every platform you scroll teaches you to share, to express, to reveal. To be authentic, they say. To be vulnerable. And while you obey, someone quieter is taking the room. Someone who learned what you are about to hear. If you do not subscribe to this channel right now, you are choosing to remain in the herd. You are choosing comfort over competence. Every day you delay is another day someone else uses these principles while you consume and forget. Subscribe now, not for me, but because you know you have been drifting and you are tired of it. You feel it. That guilt. That knowing. Hit subscribe, or close this video and prove you were never serious. Still here. Good. Then we begin. Machiavelli never wrote for the masses. He wrote for the prince. The man who must decide while others debate. The man who carries the weight of outcome, not opinion. You are that man now, whether you know it or not. Your life is your kingdom. Small, perhaps. Unimpressive to some. But it is yours. And every principle that built Florence, that toppled Rome, that raised Napoleon and broke him, applies to you. The scale changes. The laws do not. Power is not loud. That is the first thing they get wrong. They think power wears gold and shouts from balconies. No. Power is the man who says nothing while the room argues, then speaks once and ends the debate. Power is the king who never threatens because his presence is the threat. You have been taught backwards. You have been taught that influence is performance. It is not. Influence is gravity. You do not see it. You feel it. Let me tell you what happened in 1502. Cesare Borgia took the Romagna. Rebellious. Chaotic. Drowning in faction and blood. He installed a governor, Ramiro de Orco. Brutal man. Efficient. Within months, order returned. The people feared de Orco. They obeyed. And just when stability set in, Cesare had de Orco executed in the public square, his body cut in two. The people cheered. They loved Cesare for removing the tyrant. But here is what they missed. De Orco was always the tool. Cesare was always the hand. He used cruelty, then distanced himself from it. He gained order and love in one motion. That is Machiavellian precision. That is what you are not doing in your career, your relationships, your reputation. You are being loved or feared, never both. And so you are neither. Comment below right now. Are you currently feared, loved, or invisible? Be honest. That honesty is the beginning. Lesson 1. Never appear too perfect. Men do not follow saints. They resent them. If you are flawless in public, you become a mirror for their inadequacy. And mirrors get smashed. Machiavelli understood this. The prince must be admirable but not untouchable. He must have a flaw, small enough to be harmless, visible enough to be human. This is not weakness. This is camouflage. The tall poppy gets cut. But the one slightly bent? It survives the blade. You see this in leaders who last. They allow a quirk. A strange laugh. A known indulgence. Something the crowd can point to and say, see, he is like us. But everything else? Immaculate. Controlled. Strategic. The flaw is intentional. It disarms envy. Are you doing this? Or are you trying to be perfect and wondering why people undermine you? Perfection threatens the average. Controlled imperfection disarms them. They need to believe they could be you, even though they never will. Lesson 2. Let others build you, then cut the scaffolding. You will need people to rise. Mentors. Partners. Allies. Use them. Learn everything. Take every resource they offer. But never let them believe they made you. Because the moment they do, they will expect to control you. And you will spend your life in their debt, real or imagined. Machiavelli said it plainly. The prince who relies on another's army loses his state. The same applies to reputation. If your success is tied to someone else's endorsement, they own you. Listen carefully. Gratitude is a tax you pay forever unless you sever it at the right time. This does not mean betray. It means graduate. It means stop thanking them publicly. Stop crediting them. Let your name stand alone. The scaffolding must come down, or people will always see the building as temporary. How many of you are still living in someone else's shadow because you are too afraid to step forward alone? Comment the name of the person you need to outgrow. You do not have to tag them. Just name them to yourself. That is the first cut. Lesson 3. Control the narrative or it will control you. Whoever tells the story owns the truth. Not the facts. The truth. Machiavelli watched rulers fall not because they failed, but because someone else described the failure first. And that description became history. You think your results speak for themselves? They do not. Your results are mute until someone gives them a voice. If that voice is not yours, it will be your enemy's. Or worse, a fool's. This is why silent competence is a trap. You do your work. You deliver. You wait for recognition. And while you wait, someone louder takes credit or reframes your win as their strategy. You are not rewarded for what you do. You are rewarded for what people believe you did. Shape that belief or someone else will. There was a general under Alexander who won battles in silence. History does not remember his name. There was a general who won fewer battles but sang of them in letters and speeches. We build statues of him. The lesson. Document. Announce. Frame. If you do not, you are a ghost working for someone else's legend. Lesson 4. Be slow to trust, slower to speak. Every word you release is a weapon that can be turned on you. Machiavelli never trusted the loyalty of men, because loyalty is a condition, not a character trait. Men are loyal when it benefits them. When the wind shifts, so do they. You must assume this. Not cynically. Practically. Trust is not given. It is tested over time, in small doses, with limited risk. But here is the sharper edge. The less you speak, the more weight your words carry. Silence is the luxury of the powerful. When you are always available, always responding, always explaining, you train people to dismiss you. But when you speak rarely and with precision, they lean in. They wait. You become the signal in a world of noise. Stop defending yourself to people who are not even attacking you. Stop explaining your choices to those who will not live with the consequences. Speak when the outcome depends on it. Otherwise, watch. Listen. Let them reveal themselves while you stay hidden. Who talks more in your relationships? You or them? If it is you, you have already lost frame. Comment below. Silence or noise? Which one are you? Lesson 5. Master the art of useful enemies. Machiavelli said you will be judged by your enemies as much as your allies. A man with no enemies is a man who stands for nothing. But a man with the right enemies, he is defined by contrast. Your enemy sharpens you. He gives you a measuring stick. He activates your circle, because people bond over shared opposition. This is why leaders create enemies even when they do not need to. The enemy focuses energy. But here is the secret. Your enemy must be useful, not dangerous, not more powerful, useful. Someone whose opposition makes you look reasonable. Someone whose extremism makes you look balanced. Someone whose failure makes you look inevitable. Choose your rivals carefully. A weak enemy makes you look like a bully. A strong one makes you look reckless. A useful one makes you look destined. And sometimes, the best enemy is a version of yourself you publicly left behind. The old you. The weak you. You position your past self as the villain. And suddenly every improvement is a victory. People love a reformation story. Give them one. Lesson 6. Never outshine the master unless you are ready to replace him. This is where ambition kills itself. You work for someone. You are good. Better than them, perhaps. And you let it show. You solve problems faster. You speak more confidently. You glow in meetings. And they smile. And behind that smile, they plot your removal. Because you have become a threat. Machiavelli was clear. Make your master feel secure, or make him irrelevant. There is no middle. If you must stay under someone, dim your light in their presence. Let them have the room. Feed their ego. Make your competence look like their training. But if you are ready to rise, then do not dim anything. Outshine them so completely that their authority evaporates and yours becomes obvious. Half measures here are fatal. You either play servant or king. Anything in between makes enemies of both. The corporate world is filled with corpses of talented men who thought merit mattered more than perception. It does not. The appearance of hierarchy matters. Break it intentionally or honor it completely. Lesson 7. Show mercy rarely, and only with calculation. Mercy is not kindness. Mercy is strategy. When you forgive someone publicly, you do two things. You display power, because only the strong can afford to forgive. And you create debt. They owe you. That debt can be collected later. But if you forgive too often, mercy becomes expectation. It loses value. You become weak in their eyes, not magnanimous. Machiavelli studied Cesare Borgia and saw this. Punish swiftly and once. Forgive rarely and with ceremony. Make the forgiveness an event. Let it be known. Let the person forgiven know the cost of betrayal next time. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. People need boundaries or they will test you forever. When someone wrongs you, the world watches your response. If you do nothing, they learn you are soft. If you overreact, they learn you are fragile. But if you respond with measured force, once, without anger, just consequence, they learn you are dangerous. That is the response that builds respect. Have you forgiven someone too many times and lost their respect? You know the name. You feel the weight. Comment it or write it down. That pattern ends now. Lesson 8. Adapt or die, but never lose your core. Machiavelli watched republics fall and monarchies rise. He saw systems that looked eternal collapse in a season. Why? Rigidity. They could not bend. The prince who survives is the one who reads the room, the era, the crisis, and shifts. Not his values, his methods. The man who clings to one strategy in every situation is predictable. And the predictable are easily destroyed. You must be water and stone. Stone in your principles. Water in your tactics. The world will change faster than you expect. Technology, economy, culture. If you are still operating on the rules you learned 10 years ago, you are already losing. But if you chase every trend, you are chaos. Learn the difference. Your mission does not change. How you execute it, that must evolve constantly. This is where most men break. They mistake consistency for rigidity. They think changing approach means abandoning identity. It does not. The river changes shape every mile but never stops flowing to the sea. Lesson 9. Create dependency, not loyalty. Loyalty is emotional. Dependency is structural. Machiavelli preferred the latter. If people are loyal, they stay until they feel betrayed or bored. If they are dependent, they stay because leaving costs them everything. This is not manipulation. This is architecture. You build yourself into their success so deeply that your absence would collapse them. How? Become the source, the connection, the knowledge, the access, the skill they cannot replicate. In business, this means owning the relationship with a client, not just doing the work. In relationships, this means being the stability, the vision, the certainty. You are not trying to be liked. You are trying to be necessary. Once you are necessary, loyalty becomes irrelevant. They will not leave because they cannot afford to. And you are free to act without fear of abandonment. This is the difference between a boss people love and a leader people need. Love fades. Need endures. Lesson 10. Hide your intentions until the moment of execution. The man who announces his plan gives his enemies time to prepare. Machiavelli knew this. So did every general, every businessman, every seducer. Reveal nothing until the move is already in motion. By the time they react, it is too late. You have won. This applies everywhere. You want to quit your job? Do not hint. Do not complain. Smile. Perform. And when you have the next position locked, then you resign. You want to end a relationship? Do not threaten. Do not warn. Decide privately, plan the exit, then execute cleanly. You want to launch a business? Do not post about it. Do not ask for opinions. Build in secret. Launch when it is undeniable. The world rewards the reveal, not the process. And every time you speak your intention before it is real, you leak energy. You invite doubt. You give others the chance to discourage or sabotage. Silence is the womb of power. Let your plans grow there in the dark until they are too strong to kill. Are you someone who talks about goals or someone who appears with results? Comment your truth. Lesson 11. Study your opponents better than they study themselves. Machiavelli believed the prince must be a student of human nature. Not people. Human nature. The patterns. The weaknesses. The predictable responses. Most men do not know why they do what they do. But you must. You must see their fear before they feel it. See their pride before it speaks. See the insecurity beneath their confidence. This is not mind reading. This is pattern recognition. People repeat themselves. They have triggers, habits, compensations. The loud man fears invisibility. The quiet one fears exposure. The generous one fears being unloved. The cold one fears dependency. Once you see the fear, you control the frame. And you do this by watching more than you speak. By asking questions that make them reveal themselves. By staying sober when they get drunk on attention or validation. Every conversation is reconnaissance. Most people are not listening to you. They are waiting to talk. Let them. You be the one who listens. In 6 months, you will know them better than their spouse does. Lesson 12. Appear religious, even if you are not. Machiavelli said it coldly. Men judge by the eyes, not the hands. They see what you seem to be, not what you are. And nothing disarms suspicion like the appearance of virtue. You do not need to be moral. You need to appear moral. In public. Where it counts. This is not about religion specifically. It is about aligning with whatever your society holds sacred. In some rooms, that is faith. In others, it is charity. In others, it is environmentalism or social justice or patriotism. You must wear the uniform of virtue that your audience respects. Not because you are fake. Because you are strategic. The ruler who appears cynical, even if effective, will be hated. The ruler who appears devout, even if ruthless, will be excused. This is the gap between perception and reality that Machiavelli exploited. Be ruthless in private. Be noble in public. The mob needs heroes. Give them the mask. Keep the edge for yourself. Lesson 13. Use time as a weapon. Urgency is often a trap set by someone else. They rush you because a calm, thinking opponent is dangerous. Machiavelli understood that the prince must control tempo. Speed up when the enemy is slow. Slow down when they are frantic. But never move at their pace unless it serves you. Most men lose because they react. Someone disrespects them. They respond immediately. Someone offers a deal. They decide too fast. Someone pressures them. They fold. This is how you get manipulated. The one who controls time controls outcome. When pressured, pause. When insulted, delay your response. Let them wonder. Let them panic. When opportunity appears, do not jump. Study it. The deal that requires an answer right now is usually the deal you should refuse. Desperation smells like urgency. Power smells like patience. And in relationships, the one who needs a decision least holds all leverage. If she is rushing you to commit, she fears losing you. If he is pushing you to decide, he has no other options. Slow it down. Take your time. Watch what happens. The truth always surfaces when you stop chasing. Lesson 14. Make your victories look effortless. Machiavelli observed that the prince must never look like he is struggling. Even if he is. Even if the win cost him everything. Because struggle looks like weakness. And weakness invites challenge. The lion that limps gets hunted. This is why you never complain publicly about how hard your success was. You never post the sleepless nights, the failures, the doubt. You show the result. Clean. Confident. Inevitable. Let them think it was easy for you. Let them think you are built different. Because the moment they know you bled for it, they believe they can make you bleed again. Effort is private. Victory is public. You train in the dark. You win in the light. And when they ask how you did it, you smile and say something vague. You do not give the recipe. You do not reveal the cost. You let the mystery do the work. The people who perform their struggle are not building respect. They are building pity. And pity is the currency of the weak. Lesson 15. Know when to break your own rules. Machiavelli was not dogmatic. He was contextual. Every rule has an exception. Every principle has a moment when it must be abandoned. The master knows when. Consistency is a virtue until it becomes a coffin. The man who cannot adapt his own code to reality will be killed by it. There will be moments when mercy is suicide. Moments when honesty is ruin. Moments when loyalty becomes a chain. You must feel those moments. Not think them. Feel them. And when they come, you act against your own pattern. You surprise even yourself. That is when you are most dangerous. Because your enemies study you. They learn your rhythm. And the moment you break it, they are blind. This is why the honest man's rare lie is believed. Why the violent man's sudden calm is terrifying. You are predictable until you are not. And that shift, that break, is where legends are made. Lesson 16. Build alliances before you need them. Machiavelli saw that princes who wait until war to find allies end up with none. Or worse, weak ones. The time to build relationship is during peace. The time to plant trees is long before you need shade. Most men are reactive. Crisis hits and they scramble for help. By then it is too late. You should always have 3 people you can call at 3 a.m. 1 with money. 1 with influence. 1 with skill. And they should owe you, or respect you, or need you enough that the call gets answered. This is not using people. This is architecture. You are building a network before the roof collapses. And alliances are not friendships. Friendships are emotional. Alliances are mutual benefit. You do not need to like someone to work with them. You need to trust that their interest aligns with yours in that moment. When it stops aligning, the alliance ends. No drama. No betrayal. Just strategy. Who is in your network right now that you could actually call in a crisis? If the list is short, you have been isolated by comfort. Fix that this month. Lesson 17. Never complain. Never explain. The moment you explain yourself to someone who did not ask, you submit to their frame. The moment you complain, you announce that life is happening to you, not through you. Machiavelli would have seen both as evidence of a weak prince. And the weak prince does not last. Complaining is outsourcing your power. You are saying the problem is bigger than you. That the circumstances control you. Even if that is true, you never say it. You absorb. You adjust. You move. Silently. Because the man who suffers in silence and still wins becomes mythical. The man who suffers loudly becomes a case study in failure. An explanation is the language of the defensive. When you justify, you give the other person the role of judge. You do not owe most people an explanation. Your actions will justify themselves or they will not. Let the outcome speak. If someone misunderstands you, let them. Their confusion is not your emergency. Only explain to those who have earned the right to understand you. Everyone else gets results or silence. Lesson 18. Destroy completely or do not strike at all. Machiavelli was brutal here. If you injure a man, he will seek revenge. If you destroy him, he cannot. There is no middle ground in enmity. You either make peace or you make them irrelevant. Anything between creates a wounded enemy. And wounded enemies are the most dangerous. This applies to business. If you are going to compete, dominate. If you are going to undercut, do it so completely they cannot recover. If you cannot do that, collaborate instead. The worst position is the half measure. The competitor you hurt but do not eliminate will spend years planning your destruction. This applies to relationships. If you are going to leave, leave entirely. Block. Distance. Sever. Do not orbit. Do not breadcrumb. Do not leave the door cracked. That gap becomes a wound that festers. You are not being kind by staying in touch. You are creating bitterness. Outcome or silence. Victory or peace. Anything else is just slow poison. Lesson 19. Let others make mistakes for you. The wise prince does not experiment. He watches others experiment and learns from their failure or success. Why take the risk when someone else will take it for you? Machiavelli believed in letting others be the vanguard. Let them charge the hill. If they take it, follow. If they die, go another way. This is why you should never be the first to try the new trend, the new market, the new relationship model. Let the pioneers bleed. Let them find the traps. Then you come in with knowledge they paid for in failure. You look innovative. You look bold. But you risk nothing. The early bird gets the worm. The second mouse gets the cheese. Most people do not understand that. They think being first is victory. It is not. Being right is victory. And you can be right by watching who was first and learning what they did wrong. Lesson 20. Fear is stronger than love, but combine them if you can. Machiavelli is famous for this. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. But why? Because love is fickle. It fades. It gets bored. It finds someone else. Fear is structural. Fear lasts as long as the threat lasts. And if the threat is you, fear lasts as long as you do. But here is what most people miss. He said if you can combine them, do. The perfect leader is loved by his people and feared by his enemies. Loved because he protects, provides, leads. Feared because crossing him is ruin. That duality is the holy grail. In your life, this means be generous to your circle and ruthless to your threats. Be warm to those who are loyal and cold to those who are not. People should feel safe with you and terrified of losing you. That is the balance. If you are only kind, you get used. If you are only harsh, you get abandoned. But if you are kind with boundaries, you become irreplaceable. Who in your life fears you? Who loves you? If one list is empty, your power is incomplete. Lesson 21. The crowd is always wrong. Machiavelli had no faith in the masses. They are reactive, emotional, short-sighted. They chase comfort and call it wisdom. They avoid pain and call it morality. If you follow the crowd, you will end up where they end up. Average, comfortable, forgotten. The prince does not ask what is popular. He asks what is necessary. And usually, the two are opposites. What is necessary is hard. It is uncomfortable. It requires sacrifice the mob is unwilling to make. So they criticize it. They mock it. And 10 years later, they pretend they supported it all along. You will be told you are extreme, that you are too much, too intense, too disciplined, too cold. Let them say it. They are diagnosing their own weakness and projecting it onto you. The crowd will never approve of you until you succeed so undeniably that they have no choice. And by then, you will not need their approval. Stop asking for permission from people who are not going where you are going. Lesson 22. Enter through the front door, leave through the back. When you arrive, be visible, be public, announce yourself, let them see you. But when you exit, disappear. Machiavelli understood that how you leave determines how you are remembered. The dramatic exit creates enemies. The silent one creates mystery. If you quit a job, do not send the email rant. Do not burn bridges in public. Fade. Be polite. Be vague. And be gone. Let them wonder. Let them fill in the story. If you leave a relationship, do not post about it. Do not subtweet. Vanish. Let the silence be the message. Because the person who makes noise on the way out is trying to convince themselves it was the right choice. The person who leaves silently already knows. Confidence does not need an audience. And the quieter your exit, the louder your absence. Lesson 23. Own your flaws before others weaponize them. Machiavelli knew that the accusation only works if you deny it. But if you admit it first, you strip it of power. If you are harsh, say it. If you are selfish, own it. If you are ruthless, smile and agree. The moment you do, the attack collapses. This is not weakness. This is frame control. You are defining yourself before they can. You are choosing the narrative. The insult that you have already claimed cannot hurt you. It becomes part of your brand. The enemy who tries to use it looks foolish. Think about the most successful public figures. They do this constantly. They mock themselves for the thing people criticize. And suddenly, the criticism sounds old, tired, already processed. You do the same in your life. Know what people say about you behind your back. And say it about yourself first. Watch the power drain from their words. Lesson 24. Always have an exit. The prince who has no escape is already captured. Machiavelli believed in options. Multiple paths. Never be in a position where you need one person, one job, one city, one outcome. Because the moment you need it, you lose leverage. And without leverage, you are a slave. This is financial. Have savings. Have secondary income. Have skills that travel. This is relational. Never be so dependent on one person that their absence destroys you. This is geographical. Be willing to move. The man who cannot leave is the man who gets exploited. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is being able to walk away from anything that does not serve you. And that freedom is only real if the exit is built before you need it. You do not dig a well when you are thirsty. You dig it now. Lesson 25. Reward publicly. Punish privately. When you praise someone, do it in front of others. Let the group see. It amplifies the reward. It builds loyalty. It makes the praised person feel seen. But when you punish, do it alone. In private. With no audience. Because public punishment humiliates. And humiliation creates enemies, even if the punishment was deserved. Machiavelli understood that reputation is everything. The person punished in public loses face. And they will spend years trying to take yours. But the person punished in private can accept it, learn, and move on without shame. You correct the behavior without creating a vendetta. This applies to parenting, to leadership, to relationships. Celebrate wins loudly. Address failures quietly. The person feels respected even in correction. And respect builds loyalty faster than fear ever will. Lesson 26. Make necessity look like choice. People resist force. They accept choice. Even if the choice is an illusion. Machiavelli saw rulers who dragged populations into war and failed. And rulers who made the population believe war was their idea, and succeeded. The outcome was the same. The framing was everything. In your life, this means never commanding when you can suggest. Never forcing when you can guide. You want someone to do something? Make them think it was their conclusion. Pose the question. Lay the breadcrumbs. Let them arrive at your answer and believe it is theirs. This is not manipulation. This is influence. Because people support what they create. If you tell them what to do, they resist. If they decide to do it, they commit. Same action. Different frame. Learn this and you will lead without authority. You will persuade without argument. You will win without fighting. Lesson 27. Never waste a crisis. Machiavelli believed crisis reveals character and creates opportunity. When everything is stable, change is hard. People resist. But when the ground is shaking, they are ready to grab whatever looks solid. That is your moment. Economic collapse. Start the business. Relationship ends? Rebuild yourself. Health scare? Transform your body. The crisis is not the enemy. Stagnation is. Crisis gives you permission to act. It gives you urgency. It removes excuses. Most men waste crisis by complaining through it. You will use it. You will take the chaos everyone else fears and you will build something inside it. In 5 years, people will ask how you did it. And you will remember it started the day everything fell apart. Lesson 28. Speak to what people want to believe. Truth is less persuasive than comfort. Machiavelli knew this. People do not want accuracy. They want their biases confirmed. They want to feel smart for believing what they already believe. If you tell them something that conflicts with their identity, they will reject you no matter how right you are. So you speak to the belief, not the fact. You frame your message in the language of their values. You want to sell discipline? Do not call it hard. Call it freedom. You want to sell sacrifice? Call it investment. You want to sell change? Call it return to tradition. The message does not change. The wrapping does. And the wrapping is what gets it through the door. Stop trying to be right in arguments. Start trying to be effective. Say what they need to hear in words they are willing to accept. Lesson 29. Build slowly, strike quickly. Rome was not built in a day, but it fell in one. Machiavelli saw that construction is slow and collapse is fast. So you build in patience. You prepare in silence. You accumulate strength, skill, resources, allies. Slowly, daily, invisibly. And then, when the moment comes, you move fast. You do not hesitate. You do not second guess. All that preparation compresses into a single decisive action. The job offer. The launch. The confrontation. The exit. One move. Total commitment. Most people do the opposite. They act impulsively and then try to build afterward. They quit the job before they have the next one. They start the business before they understand the market. They confront before they have leverage. And they fail. You will be different. You will spend months building in the dark. And when you step into the light, it will look like you came out of nowhere. Let them think that. You will know the truth. Lesson 30. Die without regret. Live without permission. Machiavelli wrote for men who knew death was close. Princes. Generals. Politicians. They did not have the luxury of hesitation. Neither do you. You are on a timer. Every day you wait for permission is a day you do not get back. You do not need anyone to approve your ambition. You do not need your parents to understand your path. You do not need society to validate your choices. You need clarity. You need will. And you need the spine to act alone if necessary. Most men die with their dreams still inside them. Not because they lacked ability. Because they lacked audacity. They waited for the right time. The right support. The right conditions. And while they waited, life passed. You are not going to die wondering what if. You are going to try. You are going to fail. You are going to adjust. And you are going to try again. And at the end, whether you win or lose, you will know you lived as yourself. Fully. Unapologetically. Without permission. Comment this if you felt that. I need no permission. 60 minutes. 30 lessons. This is not motivation. This is reconnaissance of the soul. You have been given the map. Machiavelli drew it in blood and ink 5 centuries ago, and it has not aged a day. Because power is not a trend. Human nature is not a phase. The rules do not change. Only the men who learn them. You are still here. That means something. Most clicked away in the first 5 minutes. They were not ready. But you stayed. That tells me you have felt the weight. The knowing. The quiet rage at how much time you have wasted being nice when you should have been necessary. Here is what happens next. You close this video and you test one principle. Not all of them. 1. You pick the lesson that made your chest tight. The one that felt like an accusation. And you act on it this week. You stop explaining yourself to that person. You go silent in that argument. You start building the exit you have been avoiding. One move. That is all. Because philosophy without action is just entertainment. And you did not watch 60 minutes of this to be entertained. You watched it to become different. So prove it. Not to me. To yourself. Subscribe to this channel if you want more. If you are serious about becoming the kind of man people feel before they see. The kind who does not need to prove anything because his presence is the proof. There will be more. Darker. Deeper. Older. The kind of knowledge they do not teach because it works too well. But only subscribe if you are going to use it. This is not content. This is a contract. Between you and the part of yourself you have been ignoring. The part that is tired of losing. Tired of being overlooked. Tired of playing by rules that were designed to keep you calm and controllable. Machiavelli did not write for the crowd. He wrote for the prince. You are the prince now. Your life is the kingdom. Small or large, it does not matter. What matters is whether you rule it or let it rule you. The next 60 minutes of your life start now. Use them differently.